You know, one day I come home from work in Tennessee and my wife meets me at the door and she says, we need to talk. And okay. And you know, you never really know what to expect in a conversation like that.
He thought I was crazy. He thought I was having a midlife crisis. He really didn't know how to take me when I said I feel like God's pressing on us to go to Alaska.
Alaska was not even on the map for me. She wasn't pressuring me, she wasn't doing those things, but we'd have a conversation every now and then. And finally, about 3 or 4 months, 5 months into it, he started showing me that this is where we needed to be. And so I'm Brian Moore. We are in Tustamina Elementary School, the library actually in Tustamina Elementary School. And this is not only the library for the school, it's the public library for the community. And it's also where we get to hold church every Sunday. You know, church planting is much different than traditional church setting. My wife and I talk all the time about being real and about being intentional. And the people here in Kasilof, they respect and appreciate that, whether they agree with you or not.
God has just given us so many confirmations that this is where we're supposed to be and this is why we're supposed to be here.
And my wife saw a Facebook post of someone here locally that was looking for a church, and so she jumped on that and started messaging with her, hey, we meet in the school. It's a little non-traditional, but I think you might like it. Come and check us out. So they did. They came on Easter. Her husband had been to some churches and just wasn't his thing. He would tell you that. He tells the story and he says, we walked out the door and my wife looked at me and said, we're not going back, are we? And he said, no, we're going to go back. So the next Sunday they showed up. Sorry. That Sunday we just happened to be giving testimonies. All right, we hadn't done that so far since we've been here in the school. So we went around the room and started sharing testimonies. And I don't know, there was probably eight or nine different people that just shared how they came to know the Lord, how they were baptized, how God had worked in their lives and made all these different changes. And at the end of the service, I asked, anyone else? Anyone got any questions? Anyone? And that guy stands up from the back row and says, I don't know what you have, but I know I need that. And I want it right now. And so it was just, everyone started crying like I am now. Everybody just started clapping and cheering. I mean, it's just one of those wild, you think you're at a basketball or football game type of events. And so we prayed with him right there on the spot and, to receive Christ. And he said, you know what, I grew up in church. I've been to church on and off all my life, but I've never ever experienced what I've experienced here with you guys.
Even though we don't know the whys as to when God tells us to do something, it's important to be obedient and to do it.